Welcome to the Wokest Warren, where we have the Wokest Discourse. Tonight, I want to talk about what's going on in this country with ICE terrorizing Minneapolis, along with Columbus, Ohio, Los Angeles, and other cities. We keep talking about the Nazis and making comparisons to Germany for what is happening right now, the phenomenon, the social phenomenon of fascism. But I agree with Nina Turner that we should look at this less like Germany and more like the American South after the Civil War. ICE is roaming around like the KKK. I've said that from the beginning. And like the KKK, the only people who can save us are us. There was a sign that I saw that was popular at protests a couple weeks ago where going to protests was like a fun thing to do on the weekend. Now it's like you better be fully dressed in Hong Kong street fighting wear if you're going to go anywhere near a protest. The whole city of Minneapolis is covered in tear gas now. The whole city. It's just they gassed the whole city. You know that tear gas causes spontaneous miscarriage. So there are women that are going to lose their babies. Their babies are murdered by ICE. Speaking of babies murdered by ICE, ICE tear gassed a baby today. They threw a tear gas canister into a vehicle that had 3 children in it. One of the children was a 6-month-old baby. That baby had to be resuscitated with CPR. It's not exactly true that ICE killed a baby because they brought the baby back. But ICE kind of killed a baby. And I don't think it is going to matter to these people who support ICE right now. The white people that are jubilant sadists reveling in the suffering of immigrants, it is not going to bother them one iota that a baby was injured. Because, well, they should have complied. You should just follow orders. Okay, a baby's supposed to fucking follow orders. Do you see how this makes sense? The main reason we have to stop making comparisons to Germany for our primary analysis is because World War II had a factor that is missing from the contemporary context. The Soviet Union existed during World War II. And Russia had a very, very large army that marched on Germany. Germany was beaten by the Soviets. It was the Russian army who conquered Hitler. Or I should say Hitler's Germany, right? Because you can't really conquer a person. There is no Soviet Union coming to save us. There is no one coming to save us. Only us can save us. What form that takes, I don't know. What that looks like, I don't know. But I'm feeling like a lot like we're occupied France right now. You know? Just sitting there being occupied. As a Gen Xer, this is my first go around with all this stuff. I had a professor at YSU, Dr. Snyderman, for a class that was called something like American Resistance, Literature of Resistance. And we specifically read North American texts. So it was a lot of slave narratives, like discussions of like slave uprisings, stuff like that, where Americans had taken a stand and fought. And I remember talking to him after class. I would talk to him during his office hours quite a bit. And one day we were talking about rioting. And he said, I was born in Detroit during a riot. My mother gave birth to me in the hospital during a riot. They were worried that the power was going to go out in the city because of the riot. And he said, during that time period, there were a lot of riots in Detroit and Chicago and every other city in the United States. I don't remember that. I was born in 1975. But we should keep in mind that this happened before. It didn't happen exactly like this. It didn't look exactly like this. Now they're wearing bulletproof vests, where in the past they were wearing white hoods. The cops are still the cops. We should learn from history, but at the same time, understand that the current situation is different. It's different both because the players on the chessboard are different, but it's also different because technology is different. One thing remains the same. If you don't fight when they're putting you on the boxcar, you're going to go to the camps and then you're going to go to the showers. So fight while you still have a chance. Thanks for listening.